It's another Nice Job live chat presented by Engage. I'm your host, Sean Hill. My guest this episode is Sarah Douglas from Full of Grace Marketing. Full of Grace Marketing is a partner of NiceJob. With some of her clients, she does recommend using NiceJob, so I want to make it clear off the top, we do have a working relationship. However, the main reason I wanted to talk to Sarah is she is a social media maven. She loves it, she's passionate about it, and she gives some great information on how you can save some time and really maximize your effectiveness. So let's dive in. Sarah Douglas from Full of Grace Marketing. I believe we did it. I believe we're live here in the Facebook user group. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Nice job. As you know, I'm a Nice Job partner, so I love that you asked me to be on.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone that we partner with, we always want to give an opportunity. You were kind enough that we're going to record an episode of your podcast.
Yep.
They'll be coming out soon, so we'll have that when it does air. But we definitely want you to check out Sarah. And we also, when it comes to like our partners, is sometimes people see like a general overlap of things they might do, and we always try to say like, well, no, like each individual, company, industry, each individual person, like brings their own mix. And what we all try to do, and I believe, you at Full of Grace Marketing share the same sort of thing, is if we can make everybody better, everyone's going to benefit from it. So whenever we can swap knowledge, share stories or tips and tricks, we're always wanting to do it. So again, thank you so much for joining us and being a proud Nice Job partner. If you want to give a little backstory on yourself, I'd love to know either how you decided to get into creating Full of Grace Marketing and generally your background, just so you can tell the world how great you are, because I know how great you are. So introduce yourself, tell people about Full of Grace Marketing.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you so much. Always, graduated with a marketing degree, but of course, marketing is way too broad. Did not know what I was going to do. And I actually had a job for about 4 years in the home building industry as their marketing coordinator, right, for different cities and things like that. So that's kind of where even my home services kind of came in the builder industry. But love social media when it came out, kind of for businesses, 2009, 2010, and I'm dating myself. But I was that one. I was one in the company that was pushing, hey, we need to be on Pinterest. We need to be on, pinning different styles of homes and things like that. We need to be on Facebook as a business. So I was just that front runner, fell in love with it. So knew that eventually I wanted to start my own business and do it on my own. So then around 2013, kind of got that calling, and my name, our business name is Full of Grace Marketing. So just a little faith there, little things happened in my life, and God told me, take the leap, go ahead and do it. So it's been a journey, but I love social media. I love helping small businesses. So that's kind of the root of why I did it, and had the marketing kind of background, the marketing experience, and a home builder and some other companies. But I always knew I wanted to do it on my own. So it's been since 2013, been doing Full of Grace Marketing and have a good team now and everything. So we love working with small businesses. And then also myself, I love training people on social media one-on-one. So that's still a good passion of mine. A lot of other marketing companies that we talk all the time, they don't want to do that. They're like, no, I don't have time for one-on-one. But that's why, I wanted to talk to you, Sean, too, today. I just love talking to business owners and kind of brainstorming like what we could do for them. So I'm excited to be here. And what I really love also is actually kind of doing a social media makeover, just kind of glimpsing at people's social media and giving them a few tips, because I want everybody to win on social media. That's like a little tagline I have on LinkedIn is, hey, I'm Sarah Douglas and I want you to win on social media.
That's fantastic. I love that. And I especially like coming from, a home service background as well, is this is not, and I feel this is where some people start to get hung up with social media, is you really understand what a small business in general, what home service businesses, what they're looking to get out of their social media. Not everyone not everyone should go into social media to be a personality, or not everyone should go into social media just to, post the same sort of things. I find it interesting over the timeline of social media that platforms evolve, platforms kind of change in among the personalities. But when it comes to being a business on social media, how have you seen the evolution from the early days where people were just starting to get accounts, even just the everyday public, to now where it seems you're absolutely missing out if you don't have a presence on social media.
Yeah, well, I think it's all that know, like, and trust factor that's huge. And you can't just post right now and get all these clients. And I know we have a lot of marketing, strategists out there saying do this and do that. You have all these leads, but it takes time. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed is the market's already saturated. But don't worry, you can always stand out. Be you, be unique. But you can't just start posting today and then the next week you're going to have all these clients. And that was a misconception from like the early days. And it actually worked because guess what? We all had organic reach back in 2010, 11, 12. But those days are gone. So it's just make it unique, make it your own, and you can't miss out on being on social media. But what today, it still is, especially with home services, is that know, like, and trust. I can go and find any plumber that is out there, right? But if I happen to find you on Google, find your website, find your social media, because that's actually, I don't know about you, Sean, but that's kind of how I click through to research somebody. I actually do click on their website, go to the social media just to see if they have like a little discount maybe, and what they're doing. But if I see the actual guy or the tech that's going out or the owner on there, maybe giving a little instructional video, a little tip, man, I mean, I start to know, like, and trust that person, right? Because I get to hear your voice, I get to see your face, and it might not be the person that's actually coming to your home, but I get a sense of their business and what they stand for. So I think today that's the biggest thing. You need to actually do the content that people will trust you, right? Produce the content that, show before and after photos, of course, in home services, that helps a lot. But who's somebody that you can designate maybe within your team that has, can be kind of the person that's in front of the camera for the company. So we need to get to know somebody within the company.
So, what is the good balance, in your opinion, of the what versus the who? Because I've said when I've done a little, coaching for social media and things like that, of, you want stuff that definitely says what you do, and how you do that, things like that. But ultimately, people choose companies that you talk about, the knowing, liking, trusting of who's doing that bit of work. And I've always said, like, okay, rule of thumb, just to start off, is your website should be very clear with like your what and your how. This is what we do, and you have a touch of who, because ultimately, if I'm on the website, that might be the first place I'm landing. But when I go to your socials, I always say that it's good to have more of your who, because just based on the fact that your social handle is, so and so restoration, I kind of get the idea. So this is the who, because you also can take your tweets, your Instagram, whatever, put them on your website. That combines the who with the what. And then also, if you're leading back through your socials, to your website, to your landing page, anything like that, it combines it. Do you think there's a balance between someone that's just starting out, of maybe how much of their content should be the what and how much of the content should be the who they are? Or is it to each their own?
Yeah, I still think there's like that 80-20 rule. I don't know of what you do, right, is 20%, like kind of what you do is promotional. Yeah. And then who you are is that 80% of content, right? Because your website's the other piece of marketing that should help you, right? Your website, if you have a NiceJob website, it'll really help you get leads and reviews. But if, your website should be clear on what you do, right? That's why people go there. Social media, we need to have more of who you are, what you stand for, who am I going to interact with? Am I comfortable with them? Do they fit my culture as a person? Things like, I don't know, just things like that. And so 80% of your content should be educational, say, and your expert advice, because I'm trusting you as an expert, and funny too, right? So it's, okay, not everybody's funny, but if you can do educational or funny, and then if you could do both, that's like a golden ticket, right? But that it should be 80%, because how many times have we been on Facebook or Instagram and it's all sales? It's like, we did this roofing job, call us. They always have their phone number on there, and that's fine. But maybe that's 20% of your content. So I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you brought up a good point about using humor. I almost think that genuine tends to come off more, either entertaining or funny things like that. I had I apologize, I can't attribute the quote. I'm trying to think of who exactly said it, but it was, "Don't try to be funny." Because like you're
Yeah,
either naturally funny or you're not. However, try to have fun, try to be genuine, and the funny moments will come up. So if something funny happens on a job site or within your office, and you're able to capture that and bring it over, that's different than trying necessarily. You see it all the time, especially with bigger brands, of trying to be like the wittiest on some topical sort
right.
of thing. Because ultimately,
It has to
you
be
know,
genuine, like you said.
well, ultimately, like in home services, I would like the personality of the company that I'm going to do business with and the company I'm going to invest in to either come to my home or provide a service for me. I want them to have a genuine sense of humor with them, but
Hmm.
I'm really not paying them to make me laugh. So you can't be dry, you can't be boring because that's not going to cut through the noise. But you see
Hmm.
so many people try to get into the meme streams and all the other stuff, and they kind of come off either
Yeah,
like the was it the Steve Buscemi, like, "Hey there, young kids," that
yeah,
sort of
yeah,
meme look or comes off. But
yeah.
there's definitely a way to infuse your personality. And you touched on something in your background of you start to like social media while you were kind of working for another company. It's actually a great resource to ask within your team who might have a passion for that, because that could be one way
Hmm.
to give them just a little bit extra responsibility, a little bit extra pay, whatever, to help coordinate and craft some of your social media opportunities. Because I mean, you said it yourself, there's probably people within your business that do have a passion for this sort of thing, if you're the type of person
Hmm.
that thinks that you don't have the skill set to do so.
Exactly. Ask your team because, yeah, like you said, they might have that interest, but they don't want to ask. Or, like I was actually, like pushed to the side because it was too new, right? Social media, yes, we'll get to that. It's on our next meeting next quarter. So, but nowadays you can't push it off. We already know with everything going on in our world, you can't push off social media. So find somebody within your team, be genuine, like you said, and then just some other content tips that we were talking about is those FAQs, those frequently asked questions. What do people ask you all the time when you pick up the phone? Are they asking for an estimate? How do you work? When do you come out? Do you come out on the weekends? Do you come out on Mondays? So if those are your FAQs, hey, let's answer them on social media. And why not go live from your phone and answer that? Hey, we got a question this week. We had about 5 calls. They asked the same thing. Yes, we're open. We like to do it. We do estimates Monday through Thursday, and we come out Saturday through Sunday to do the actual job. I don't know what it is for everybody, but those it for me, what's funny is I have endless ideas talking to different business owners about content, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize I should put that on social media. When somebody calls me and asks a question about my company, that is actually should be a post on social media." So that's like, if you have no ideas what to post, hey, just ask your even people that answer the phone. If you have sales staff, what are those questions? And that's like a whole month's worth of content right there.
And that leads us perfectly in talking about, you talk about a whole month of content. This is stuff that can generally be planned out. I think
Right.
so many people see, a lot of great influencers, creators, those that really have social media. They see everything as instant and spontaneous, and so maybe surprisingly to some, like it's really not. Just like 95% of the reality shows you're watching is scripted. Sorry, that's a bubble burst for somebody there, but it's a way to plan out. Where if someone's like, okay, I have the drive, I have the passion, but I look at my calendar right now and I see jobs and I see other tasks that are due. How can I actually plan this out so it's not taking a ton of my time? As you know, with NiceJob, we're all about giving you your time back and giving you the
Hmm.
ability to do these great things like collect 2 to 3 times more reviews or 10% more sales. Give you the ability to do those things without taking up too much of your time.
Right.
Can you start to organize your social content in a calendar or something like that? Where do you start?
Hmm. Yeah, and I would say it's up to you and how you like to work, right?
Hmm.
So even when teaching somebody, it's like if they need to pull out a paper calendar and it has the month of August, and you need to write out every day you're going to do this, a tip on Tuesday, Friday a feature another business or feature an item or do a giveaway. Write it out, right? That's like you have your plan for the whole month. And notice I'm saying August, right?
Yeah.
Because we're planning August right now, for clients. So you plan a month ahead if you can. then you organize the content. Either there's a couple different avenues, right? You could do programs like Hootsuite, Buffer, different, other avenues, but you can actually plan out your whole month of content on there. And they have a calendar feature. So you add your photo, add your video that you have, add your graphic. Those are all the things you need to kind of plan for. And that's why it's like the middle of July right now, but you're planning all your photos, videos, articles that you want to share, reviews, anything like that. If they're not automatic already, you're already planning that out for August, right? And then you put them on a software, whether it's Hootsuite or Buffer, right? Or there's like 100 of them. But also I use a tool called Airtable, and it's not a scheduler. It's not even any software that you can post from. It's actually just what me and my team use to schedule and plan out content. Sorry, not schedule, plan out content.
Yeah.
So it's called Airtable. They have a social media template, and it's great for just putting in ideas, writing the captions, all of that, right? So you can, again, plan that whole month of content there. Also, another great tip for everybody that's on Facebook, right now, is Facebook Creator Studio. So Creator Studio allows you to not have to pay for any third-party system. You and your team, again, ask your team. I bet you somebody knows about Creator Studio or is using it in a different capacity. So you might have somebody on your team that has experience with that. What basically you do is you do have to have a sit-down session, right, with you or your team to plan out content, but then you give that person everything and they can plan all your month's worth of content on Creator Studio, which lets you post to Facebook and Instagram. And it's been awesome because you can even post IGTV live video on Creator Studio. So I'm loving it. I love it. And it's free. It's from Facebook because Facebook wants you to be on Facebook, right? So they give you a free scheduler. And I know I hate to break it to everybody. A lot of the content is planned out. It's scheduled. Yep. You see something go out today from our channel, from other channels, your favorite brands. It's like 90% scheduled, of course, except for the lives.
Well, but even with the lives though, is that like, for example, what we're doing here and people know in our user group is, we work through this a little bit, but now we settled. It's Thursdays. We do our Thursdays live chat. We get as between that 5 o'clock and 6:30 Eastern, we're going to go live. But this is something, Sarah, our full attention on you right now, but we've already booked our next couple of guests. We know who's coming up on the upcoming Thursdays. And the reason that we want to be ahead of that is so that when we can go live, now I can just be in the moment, but I don't have to worry about what was happening before, what's happening after. And the great part is if you're watching this live now in the user group, or if you're listening on the podcast, but you're a NiceJob user, is you have that automation so there's a steady stream of something. Those reviews being shared out. So you might be able to know as you finish jobs, the review comes through. If it's 5 stars, you have your buffer. It's going to set out. That you have something consistent. So now maybe you just focus on, okay, well, what am I doing on Tuesdays? I know I have reviews going out. What am I doing on Tuesdays? And you can start planning out a month's worth of Tuesdays. Then what do we want to do Thursday and build it out? And then you can kind of go, every other. We at NiceJob try to have something for every single day, but we don't post every single day. We want to schedule it out and know that at any point we can kind of pick and play and move about with that.
You do have to shift because depending on what's going on in the world. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Sarah, we're gonna have to pull the curtain back a bit. A lot of people in our sort of positions over the past couple months have had to take full calendars and just slide them down.
I know. Can we get some COVID messaging? Oh, okay.
So I definitely want to, just a couple more questions before I want to dive into some of our users that have sent in either their Instagrams or their Facebooks. I know you were kind of going through the comments, looked as well. If you're watching us live and you haven't posted your handle, feel free to post it down in the comments. Or if you have any questions for Sarah, I always want to open it up. I know a lot of our users like to sit and watch on the replay, and the questions seem to filter in after, but we'd be happy to kind of answer them, live as well. So you got a social media calendar, you have a strategy set, you're posting your reviews out there. How do you now turn that from just sort of content into like true marketing in a sense? Because obviously you're talking about your brand or whatever, but what benefits do you see, for example, like posting something like a review or posting those before and afters? What is that gaining you that is above and beyond, your door hangers, your flyers, or things like that? Why does social
Mhm.
media work? I guess is the question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's really to build your online presence. It's really brand awareness. So think of anybody, your competition, things like that. Like if you're on social media and you're at least just telling people, hey, you got another 5-star review, and that's automatic,
Yeah.
or you're posting a picture of a job site that you're at, right there. That's brand awareness. And we are reminded that you're in business. I think that's like the biggest thing that people miss. And actually, when we were talking about content, I was going to say this too, is people overthink the content. They think that, no, should I do this? Should I not? Not like 95% of our content is not going to go viral, but you need to be posting so people can remember that you're there. I don't know how many times I forgot about something I ordered 6 months ago, a year ago, and then I happened to see either a post or organic post because I'm following them, or an ad, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like I do want another one. So it's just that constant reminder. So that's why you need to be active on social media. It's really brand awareness and reminder that, hey, we're open, we're here, we're, especially during this time, we're here, this is what we're doing, safety rules and all that. But really, it's just brand awareness. We are open, we're here to serve you.
Yeah, it's classic top of mind, if you're in front of their face there. And I will also say, sometimes you see people that will react to, um, you know, targeted ads. Not so much negatively, but they react like I feel like I'm seeing the same ad over and over. But fresh new social media content has that same sort of exposure, but doesn't
Yeah.
ever have that feeling of, oh, I've seen this ad before, because
Yeah.
it's a new photo, it's a new tweet, it's a new live, it's a new boomerang, it's new and it's fresh,
New.
but you can
Mhm.
always have that same sort of, okay, it's them again, it's them again, it's them again. And boy howdy, when that toilet breaks, who's the plumber they're thinking of? The one that they've seen on their
So when
social
they,
media.
yeah, exactly. We see you scrolling through our feed. Oh yeah, they gave us a tip. The biggest thing is people don't want to give tips, right? Because you're giving away all your secret sauce and they're not going to hire us.
Yep.
Look, I can go and try to do, to unclog my toilet and all that. Maybe once you might actually be successful, maybe not.
Yeah.
But when I remember that I need that professional, I need that expert, I'm going to call you because you've been teaching me how to do things, but I'm too lazy enough to do it myself. So I'm going to call you anyways,
Yeah.
give your stuff, not everything. It's not like you can go physically do the job on social media, but give those expert tips out there, and then we'll trust you to come to our home and actually just fix it all for us because we don't want to do it.
Yeah, I've used the analogy of, a sports analogy of, someone can teach you, a Hall of Fame baseball player can teach you how to hit a baseball, and you'll be pretty successful and you'll probably hit a bunch of baseballs. But if you were managing a team and you needed a home run to win the World Series, you're not sending yourself up there. You're getting a professional. So the
Yeah.
same thing is the small little tricks you did. Maybe one time you clean your blinds right, or maybe one time you get the nice little lines in the carpet. But
We
when
tried. We tried.
but if you're you're hosting the boss for the first time, or if you're in the dating
Mhm.
world, you're bringing someone home for the first time, I guarantee you'd rather have a professional cleaner make sure that they've handled all that, a professional plumber to make sure when the in-laws are in town that you don't hear that familiar jiggle of a toilet not working.
Exactly.
I want to dive into, and I'll give you a choice, Sarah. I'm going to do my screen share in a moment here. If you're listening on the audio only, we'll do our best to kind of describe it through,
Mhm.
but we'll also mention the companies that are there, so feel free to just go check them out, and you can see exactly what's all right. But would you like to start with some Facebook examples, or would you like to start with some Instagram examples? I have some pulled here.
Let's do Facebook because I did see a lot more Facebook pages being listed, but we do both. We can start out with Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we go. I want to start off Patriot Plumbing Services. Do you have my screen up there now?
I do. Hmm.
All right, and let's see, notification gang in there. You start commenting now, I see that pop up.
Okay, cool.
This is Patriot Plumbing Services. It looks like it's Ormond Beach, Florida. I'll just do a quick scroll down, and if anything that you see you want me to stop, or you point out that you really like about this setup here.
Yeah, well, actually, just the top, because a lot of people miss this, and I saw some other companies not doing this, so I love that Patriot is doing it. The cover photo. Remember, I have a few seconds, and I actually just took a few seconds to look at some before the podcast, before the live. And your cover photo, it says what you actually do. It even shows like a work truck, those things are real to me. I know you're a real company. I see you out there. Something that describes your business, either in words or an image. I saw one person that I think their cover photo was just 2 letters. I guess it's their name, but I didn't understand what they did right away, because it was just like 2 letters across the cover, and maybe not the full company name. So just be aware of that. You only have a few seconds to grab our attention. So I like what they did there. And then of course the reviews. I did see a lot of people have their reviews posted, which those are always going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And
I will point out, it's not a plug here, but he was a winner of the Nice Job Rated Best Service Award.
yeah.
And made his profile picture. I don't know if he's had it since the spring or anything like that. But this is almost kind of a low key way of use either banners or something like that to show off awards you've won, just like you might put it on your truck wrap or whatever. It's kind of great to put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as we scroll in a little bit, we see obviously the update, the changes. But we see here about
and there's that before and after.
Yeah, a bathroom transformation there, and this is the goal that they want to see. I'm gonna go. I realize my screen is a little too big here for the share, so I'm going to come back.
No problem. And then I just wanted to say on anybody's, because the other ones I was seeing, that I did see some people have a pinned post. So
Okay.
I don't know if it bugs you, Sean, but Facebook allows you to pin a post, right? So anybody that comes to your page for the first time, you come and see that first post. But most of them that I saw the other day when I was looking, they had a pin post, which is fine. They had it from 2018 or 2019.
Yeah.
That's a big red flag for me. So just anybody out there, go look at your first post that you have pinned. Can you just at least put it in the year, like just redo whatever do you have pinned? As a user, I just need to see 2020. Like, hey, it was up, like you pinned something from this year.
Yeah.
And that's just because like we, again, only have a couple of seconds to make our first impression. So yeah, just make sure you update your pin post. We don't want to see 2019. Like this page, they don't have that. They didn't do that. So it's not them, but
Yeah. So this is a Route 51 pressure washing. Looks like RT51 pressure washing is the Facebook slug there. I will notice that the thank you first responders, healthcare heroes. So they're keeping it relevant
so,
and
topical. That's very timely. So that's good. Mm-hmm.
And then you go down and you see they have some nice branding on there, but they have a good mix. The video here, trouble playing the video because I'm doing 9,000 things over here.
Yeah, and it says we're feeling goofy.
Yeah.
Was in their video.
Yeah, so there's a lot of great things, a lot of before and afters. But going back to your pin post as I scroll down, and let me know if anything stands out here. Treat it like a calendar. Every month, go check your pin post. If it's not relevant, go ahead and flip it. Just like you'd flip it from July to August. Maybe add it in, maybe add a slight rewording and repin a new one. But if you're posting pretty consistently, there's probably something once a month that you can replace your pin post with.
Yeah. Great reminder. I love the graphics on here, the before and after, and you are posting about jobs. But I would say, can we again get like a host for your company? Is there an individual? I love to humanize the brand, especially home services. Who are we going to be working with? Again, it does not matter. This person might not come to our actual home. They're not the person that's going to repair the actual home. But can we get to know one? Like, can you pick somebody in your team? Hopefully, somebody that's very, very permanent, and that can just share a picture of them on the job site. Like, people love people. When we see images of people, we get excited. We get to know the person. If they do like a weekly live, obviously everybody here has gotten to know Sean because you see you every week, right?
Yeah.
And we see you on video, we get to hear your voice. So the other profile would just say, add somebody in as what would you call it? Like a host, add somebody in as a spokesperson.
Yeah, a spokesperson, but you know what? It just add a little of who is there to do so. And the main reason, or kind of what you're getting at, is the more it's a personality and less it's just a service, the more it's an opportunity for them to connect with you beyond just the service done. Because you know what? The great thing about before and afters is that you kind of see where it was and you see what it's there. But the people that also put a lot of process, or the individuals behind it, that adds, that much more pride to it. So, for example, if I'm seeing a lot of before and afters, and I see just a group of technicians smiling, I know they have pride in that work, and it just builds out everything a bit more. New Gen Cleaning and Restoration here on Facebook. And again, this one, they have kind of almost a process thing. And granted, it's a quick picture, but I'm not here to look at fantastic photography. Like I'm not
Yeah,
worried about the fact that it's a little bit blurry here because this is a great. I see him in action. I know what it's going to look like if he comes to service my home.
right.
This looks like it's like water damage. So if granted, I might not be online if I have the water damage, but if I saw something like this and then all of a sudden my cousin texts me and goes, "Oh my God, what's going on in the basement?" That's an instant connection that I know that these guys could help me out.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
So even that, yeah, I think this is the one I saw. And so they had some good videos. I know you're running too much stuff, but
I'm
that's
running so
fine.
many things
The
right now,
other
Sarah.
thing that does kind of bother me on Facebook is I don't like a lot of hashtags. So
Oh,
Instagram is hashtag heaven. So you can use up to 30 on Instagram. Use them all if you need to. Facebook, kind of keep it a little more clean. If we want to read what you do, like the short caption, and then you have 10 hashtags after that, it's not very appealing for the user. So just remember, you're not trying to just use a bunch of hashtags on Facebook because you want more followers, you want more customers. Um, use them less on Facebook because nobody really uses the search function on they actually don't utilize hashtags really.
yeah,
But we definitely do on Instagram. They're fun to look at and all that. And then of course you can use a million there.
yeah.
But I love the videos on this page. They did a good job with updating constantly with behind the scenes and videos.
Yeah, I apologize. The video's just not loading on my screen at the moment, but it's purely for the new gen cleaning and restoration crowd. It's purely my computer. Your videos are running great. We were looking at it before we started live streaming. And it was
Yes.
good. But I wonder, it brings up a good point, Sarah, which we haven't really touched on, is a lot of these things that kind of help you post across all channels, things like that, is I wonder if this is new gen cleaning restoration, if they're posting the same thing on Instagram and Facebook, because on Instagram they're probably adding the
All
hashtags
of those hashtags. Yeah.
and that's where
Mhm.
transferring over. It might take an extra second, but would you say it's beneficial to kind of
Yeah.
singular post or anything like that?
Anything that it does make your job a lot easier, but as a marketer it's a big no for
Yeah.
us. So it's a huge no to get on Instagram, post your caption, you have 30 hashtags, and then you just hit the option go to Facebook too,
Yep.
because again now I just ruined all my Facebook posts. Like it's not easy for the person to read it, and Facebook we get like what are all these hashtags. So it does take an extra minute, but please copy your caption, take out some of the hashtags. You can use one or two, I mean, that's fine, but take
Yeah.
out all of the other ones and then post it to Facebook. And that's why I like Creator Studio. Remember, it gives you an
Yes.
option to schedule on your desktop. It gives you an option to schedule Facebook posts and Instagram posts. So that's where you can take out those hashtags. But
Yeah. So we have an Instagram page up now,
yeah,
and also just if you're going for speed in that regard, so you just did it on Facebook, going to go through, like go to Facebook and edit your post and take out your hashtags. There's
that's true. Yep,
that's like
there's
a
a little trick.
workaround, because again, as you get the hang of it, but some people just starting out, they're like, oh no, now I gotta like, yeah, take the easy way, but just make sure you're efficient with it. So this is Bayshore Carpet Cleaning on Instagram. Looks like it's a relatively newer account, it seems. I know the business has been around for a while.
Yeah.
But how's the feed look here? How's the grid looking and catching your eyes?
Yeah, a lot of behind the scenes, which is good. Um,
Yeah,
maybe some tips, maybe a little bit like mix up your content, maybe a little bit of graphics of like what you have going on, and then the next one's a video, and then the next one's a behind the scenes. So don't be afraid to mix it up. I love the person in the suit. That's relevant.
yeah. I want to see if I can open this
um,
here because this looks like it's carousel here. Um,
yes,
so yeah, look,
carousels to show a few more.
yeah,
And
it's just
Creator Studio lets you do carousels, schedule carousels too, which is awesome.
yeah.
So
So for those that aren't sure exactly what they're talking about, make sure we're not getting too lingo heavy
I
here.
know
Is that when it's multiple
multiple.
photos or video content within a post. So the ones that you'd see where you either swipe or click through. Um, have
No,
you? Yeah,
I like the videos. Like I love them because they're actually showing what they actually do, like we said.
yeah,
And that's behind the scenes. This is what we help you. We can help you with the carpet. So those
yeah.
are good. I would just say mix it up. We can have some others so we can kind of get to know your brand, Bayshore. So we won't forget that name also, right? We want to know that. So even the logo, let's go ahead and use canva.com, like resize the logo so it actually fits in there nicely. We don't want people they love your videos, but they can't even remember your name.
Yeah, so this one we have Veteran Exteriors on Instagram.
Mhm.
Taking a look at their feed here, and it looks like just based on some of the things that they have some
Is it
creative, tech savvy people over there. I see kind of a a leading graphic here. Hopefully it's not a bit too loud there on that side.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah,
they
looks
have
like there's some drone
drones and
footage.
everything.
Yeah. So again, this is someone that's using technology that are available, but I'd be interested to see, if this was they're passionate about drones, or they had someone on their staff that just knew how to use it. Like, you never know, someone that just is a little bit better at you using a cell phone or something like that can
Right.
create, some great creative content.
As we can see, it can go a
As you
long
kind of scroll
way.
down, and look at the rest of the feed here. I see they kind of, I guess, have some quotes about things that mean to them.
Well, the
They
difference
have things that are
between
important to them. You're seeing a
the
lot of
difference.
personality within this. Sorry, Sarah, I think I
Mhm.
cut you off there. I put my
No, no, no,
thing
you're
on
fine.
mute so I wouldn't hear the video. But go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, the thing right here is just that, see the difference how when I see the logo like repeated often, and now I know their name. I'm
Yep.
recognizing their brand and their color. So always show before and after, always show videos of the job site, everything. But see how this one is, they're actually showing you a lot of graphics with the logo right there. That
Mhm.
helps a lot. We won't forget the name, you know?
Yeah, and
So
again,
that's just the biggest difference.
yeah, they have a lot of mix. We see some as we scroll down a bit further in the feed. We see some
Team
some crew
members.
photos and things like
Mhm.
that. I'm sure this is me over here, the guy vacuuming his his roof. So this is a real good mix here, and you kind of
Real
get
good
a,
mix, graphics,
yeah,
videos, everything. Yeah.
yeah, you
And
get a
I
good
would
idea who they
say,
are.
and that what?
I say you get a good idea of who they are just by scrolling the feed. Like we haven't
Just by
clicked in and
scrolling.
read captions or anything like that. We are purely just looking at the grid in this
Right.
case.
And one thing I was gonna say, just always make sure to comment. Not on their posts. Just if you have one comment, it's just please comment right back. Right. Even if you have one fan following you that always comments, comment back with an emoji. Comment back with something. Thank you. Oh yeah. And it's better for the algorithm, right? It shows Facebook and Instagram, hey, people are actually commenting and you're commenting back. There's action on here. So yeah, don't forget to comment.
So we have Master Pro Clean. This will be the last one. We'll look at Instagram. I had a couple more
Yeah.
pulled, but I want to make sure that we're timely here. So Master Pro Clean on Instagram. Just go through their grid. What catches your eyes?
Well, no, wait. I just want to say I'm always about marketing, branding, right? I need to see their logo, but this actually makes me feel nice and fuzzy with them. Look at the family.
Yeah, family is their profile picture.
So I mean, I just love that. But then also they're very relevant and they want to show that hey, we're working during this time and we're being safe. We're social distancing. We have masks on. We have fun. Did you see the one with the selfie? The
Yeah,
guy, and that looks like the owner. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be afraid to just take a selfie when you're on the job. And they
and this
have
is
beautiful photos.
yeah, a lot of beautiful photos here. I mean, we see some videos kind of mixed in auto playing. We saw a picture of a dog. We see a lot of other great things through here. But this could be a great example. I don't have time to do the full click through here, but where if I see this and I like this is going to make me want to click through. They have their website at the top. Click through and get into the nitty gritty of their services, see their pricing, see anything like that. Because the feeling I have when watching these, or just saying like this Instagram account is, I don't feel like I'm being sold the service. I feel like I'm being invited to learn more, and that
Yeah.
is, I think, is a great tone if you can match that with your social content.
And that's going to make you stand out nowadays, that everybody has social media. We're all on it. All home services need it. But that's that connection. Again, it's not always about getting that sale on social media, but it's connecting. And when they need you, in most home services, they're kind of an emergency. Well, not all, but so, um, so when that emergency comes, you want to be the one that they have already connected. You've already connected with them. They trust you. They like you. They know you, and they want to now do business with you.
It's great. So thank you to everybody that gave us those examples to look at. Like I said, if you're listening on the audio replay, I said all the names of the companies. Be sure to go look them up. If you're watching us live on Facebook at the moment, I hope you kind of enjoyed the dive into it. But a lot of key things kept coming up is, you want to see some diversity. Not you're posting the same thing over and over and over. You definitely still want to make sure that you're representing your business in some way. Your logo should be, relevant in some regard. But, show your people, show your process. And going back a couple more points is that it's not that difficult to give yourself some organizational tools to start off with. You listed a bunch of great, software that can help you out. But it goes down to the basic of if you kind of plan it out and you fall into the schedule, it's no different than any other part of your business where you have a plan, have the steps to act on that plan, and you kind of can roll it out. So Sarah, thank you for doing the kind of little makeover, little review in there. If anyone wants to reach out to either you, specifically, or Full of Grace Marketing, what's the best way they can get in contact with you?
Go to our website, fullofgracemarketing.com. That's the best way. But I also hang out a lot on Instagram. So it is Full of Grace Marketing on Instagram, but you'll find me on there on, Instagram stories all the time.
Awesome. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for joining us here for another Thursday live chat. And I hope that everyone out there is ready to kind of take on social media, and no matter where they're at, if they think they are, really crushing social media now, I hope they pick something up. But if they're just beginning, I think I'll speak for you, Sarah, here. Like, just get on there, start doing stuff. But yeah, but like, just start being you. Don't worry about trying to be someone else on social media. Be your business, represent that in a new form, and it should work out for you pretty good.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Sarah. And I will be on Sarah's podcast in the upcoming future. So look for that. Don't want to date this episode of saying exactly when it will happen, but we'll look on that, and we'll have some more great content there. But for all of you out there, I hope you're being safe. I hope you're being healthy, and I hope you're having some fun out there. We'll see you soon for another edition of our Thursday live chats. But until then, keep on being strong out there. Bye, everybody.